Hello, my name is Jan. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a player to punch the enemy 3 times before the enemy is destroyed. But I'm going to use Construct 2 for this project. I'm going to go to File and select New Object Project. I'm going to double click here and I'm going to put a tile background. Let's make it this color. Let's change the alpha channel to 1000. This will do. So this will be my platform. I'm gonna select my platform and apply the behavior of solid. So I'm gonna make it solid. Now I'm going to create 2 players. So my player and the enemy. So that's my player. So that's my player, and I'm gonna put another sprite there. That's my enemy. So my enemy is bigger, is a bully. So I'm gonna make both of these objects solid. So I'm just gonna put solid here. Make it solid, yeah. Now I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna apply behavior. I'm gonna make it solid. Also, I'm gonna apply the platform behavior. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna double click here, create a little animation. So on the second frame, I want to increase the size of the width of the animation of the frame. So I'm going to select align top left. I'm just going to put, instead of 250, 350. This will be alright. So this will be his hand. Let's make it a bit darker green. So that's his hand. Let's make it 10. Make it 20. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. That's his glove. Okay. On the first frame, we want his hand to be down there. Oops. That's his hand, so that's his punching. Let's give him an eye. Okay. If you think that's rude, you have a dodgy mind. So that's his hand. And what I'm doing at the moment, I'm basically setting a collision polygon. So I'm right clicking, create new points, because I don't want this white area here, this gap, to act as a solid content. Okay, so that one I don't have to worry about it. So on the second frame, so that's the punch. I'm pretty sure with your creative skills you will be able to create something better than that. So what I'm also going to do, I'm going to double click here again and set the speed to 0 and the repeat to 0. Here, my enemy, I'm just going to give him an eye here as well. I'm going to make him miserable. and I'm gonna create a number of frames here. So when I'm punching the first time, it's gonna be, let's change the color to this color. So when I punch him for the first time, it's gonna be this color. Sorry, when I meet him, it's gonna be this color. When I punch him for the first time, it's gonna be this color, and then when I punch him on the third time, it's gonna be this color, and then it's gonna die. So I'm gonna close this and go back again. Change the speed to 0 and the repeat to 0. Okay. The next thing I need to do, create the object that once it collide with this enemy, it's going to destroy him. So I'm going to double click here. I'm going to add the sprite. And I'm just going to make it, okay, like this. And I'm going to duplicate this and make it a bit smaller. And I'm going to duplicate this and make it even smaller. I'm going to duplicate this, make it even smaller. Okay, so it goes like that. So I need to crop now this animation. Crop, 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 crop. Let's double check that I have cropped everything. Yep. Okay. So that's my punch. Let's make it a bit smaller. Also, I need to change the origin point to probably somewhere there. Okay. Now I've got everything in place. I need to double click and add the keyboard input and also a function input before I go to the events. So the first event I'm going to create, it's going to be the function, say on function, call this function punching. Okay, so when this function is triggered, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to system, select wait, and I'm just going to put here 0.1 seconds. Also, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add another action, and I will select my player, and I'm going to select spawn another object, and the other object I'm going to spawn is that one, sprite 3. On layer, I only have one layer, 0, so I'm just going to leave it as 0. Okay, the next action I'm going to put here, it's going to be wait again, another wait function, action, sorry, it's going to be 0.1 second again. And then I will set, then I will add another action. I will say that this sprite destroy. Okay, so after 0.1 seconds, it's going to be destroyed. So another one will spawn. All right, another thing I forgot to do, if I select this sprite, I'm going to apply a behavior and I'm going to make it bullet. So it moves a bit. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is add another event, and the event will be a keyboard event. And I'm going to select on key release. The key I want to release, let's put the space bar. Click OK. So when the space bar is released, what I want to do, I want to call this function. So I'm going to call a function, call function, and the function is called punching. Then what I also need to do is I want to set the animation of the character to go to set frame 1. I want him to go on frame 1. So give me that punching effect. In fact, I'm going to bring this forward. So I'm going to above. So I want to go first to the first frame. Then the function will be triggered, which basically it's going to spawn this object. Then what I'm going to do is wait for 0.1 seconds. So wait 0.1 seconds. And then once the 0.1 seconds passed, I want my sprite to go back to set frame, back to frame 0. Okay, so let's have a look. So press play. And if I press the spacebar, so that's the punch. So I need to bring this object a bit closer. So let's go back here and double click there. Just going to change the origins to there maybe. Let's close that. Let's try. So you need to keep trying this with the origins. Change the origins. Okay. Let's bring it down a bit. I'm pretty sure by play around a little bit, you're gonna perfect it. And like I said before, you're gonna do a better job than me. I'm gonna right click here. Quick session. Let's put middle. Apply to whole animation. Let's try now. Oops. Let's close that. Okay, if you spend a bit of time, you will be able to actually get it right. I'm not gonna waste any more time. This will do for now. So when I go there, it's gonna basically try to punch him. So the next thing we need to do is right click here, add a global variable, and I'm just gonna call it enemy lives, enemy 1, just in case you have multiple enemies. Enemy 1 lives. Leave it the variable to 0. And what happened every time this object collides on collision with another object, collides with the enemy. That's the enemy. What I want the variable enemy lives to have +1 value. So, because I need three times to hit him. So the first time I hit him, it's going to be 1. The second time I hit him, it's going to be 2, 3, and then I'm going to make him destroy. So what I also need to do here, I need to set the enemy, set frame, and the frame, instead of number, I want to make it dynamic. It's going to look this variable. So I'm going to type enemy. As I start typing, enemy 1 lives pops up. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to test this. So I can show you what's happening here. So if I press the space bar the first time, it goes pink. If I press the space bar again, it becomes red. And if I'm punching one more time, it's going to be dead. It's going to destroy him. But at the moment, nothing happens. So what I need to do here is add a new event. And I will say, if the player collides with the enemy, I want the player to be destroyed. So I'm losing life. Destroyed. And once it's destroyed, I want the layout to basically restart. So I'm gonna go system. I will say restart layout. Now I'm gonna add another event, and the event will be system event, and I'm gonna compare a variable. Now the variable I'm comparing is the enemy lives. If it's 3, if the enemy lives equals 3, I want the enemy to be destroyed. Only where the lives is 3. And that's it, I think. So if I press play, I hit him once, I hit him twice, I hit him 3 times, it's gone. I can move on. If I press play and I walk to him, as you can see, the layout restarts. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. Bye.